Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be ranking all 18 of the new Buffies from worst to the very best in a tier list. So I'm also going to go through like the best build or the best Buffy that I believe for that particular brawler as well, just to help you guys decide, because of course there's 2 star powers and 2 gadgets which are affected by these Buffies. But yeah, I've been playing the game a lot, and this will help you out, whether you just be excited whether you get one of these from the claw machine, or if you want to buy one of them with some gems or whatever else, how they become available. So let's just jump into it. Make sure you guys are subscribed if you're not already. And starting off in the D tier, there's only 2 Buffies here. There's a lot of really strong ones in this batch, and the first one is Nita's gadget Buffies. So both of them are very underwhelming for me. With Bear Paws, you get 50% damage for her next attack with the bear, which is just, you can't notice it. It's an extra 400 damage. That's just absolutely terrible. And then Faux 4, yes, it can give you some good invulnerability, but you have to have the bear with you at all times. I mean, you can get some really strong value out of it, but again, you've got to have the bear, and then you've got to pick the right moment. It's just way too situational and just not actually that strong. And lastly, the D tier, we have a Bo's star power Buffies. So both of them aren't just really that noticeable. You've got Circle and Eagle, which actually seems like a really strong star power Buffy, but then you realize it's only good on literally like a couple of maps. So for that reason, it just can't be that strong. And even then, I still think it can be countered. And then Snare Bear Buffy, I mean, yeah, you fry out the mines much quicker, but in reality, is that really going to affect things with Bo? Is that going to improve him that much? It's really not. So now moving on to the C tier Buffy, starting off with Nita's star power Buffies. So she's probably the weakest brawler. Well, she definitely is the weakest brawler with the Buffies. But the bear with me star power, it feels okay, but then you realize like the bear is just never going to hit anyone, so you're actually not going to get any overheal. But the bear is going to get some decent overheal, so you can waste quite a big chunk of ammo from the enemy, which is again pretty decent. Hyper Bear seems pretty good, and you get an increased reload speed for 3 seconds. But again, I don't think that's really going to impact things. I've just not been noticing these Buffies at all with Nita. And lastly in the C tier, we have BB's star power Buffies. So again, both of these are like okay, but they're not really going to change her too much. So with Home Run, yes, you get 20% extra damage, which is okay, and especially paired with Vitamin Booster, because that gives you an extra knockback. I just find that the damage boost isn't anything crazy. I mean, it's good to have, and it is just a better star power overall, but it's just a Buffy isn't making it much better. And then Battle Stance as well, it's just pretty awkward how it works. I mean, by the time that you're trying to get value out of, you know, hitting somebody with your super and getting a shield, you probably already gained your shield back anyway, just because of the BB rework, and you're just getting that 20% damage reduction from Battle Stance star power, so the Buffy isn't really changing anything. So now moving on to the B tier, starting off with Crow's star power Buffy. So both of these are okay, but again, they're not anything like game changing with him. So first, Extra Toxic, it gives you an extra 5% with the star power Buffy, 5% extra damage, which is alright, but it's only 5%, not that noticeable. And Carrying Crow is actually really good in combination with another gadget, but extra 1 second poison, yeah, it's alright, but it's not going to like improve Crow overly over some of her abilities. Next up, we have a Leon star power Buffies, and both of these are again pretty decent, but not anything crazy. So Smoke Trails does give you extra 15% damage when you break your invisibility, and it's really strong in combination with the Hypercharge, so could, you know, in theory make this one slightly A tier. But Invisiheal as well gives you an extra second super duration. I mean, but nice buffs, but I'm struggling to put them above some of the other Buffies. And finally, the B tier, we have Crow's gadget Buffies. So starting off with Insta Poison, it got reworked, and the way that you play with it, it works a lot differently. So the gadget Buffy refreshes the poison, which is actually really toxic when you think about it. So you can use this gadget in 2 ways, right? You can use it how it's intended, how you can poison multiple enemies, and then you click gadget, you instantly deal a lot of damage and you gain some shield. Or you can use it to annoy the enemies, so you can poke a couple of brawlers and then wait until the last poison tick, and with the Carrying Crow star power, and you can poison people for 10 seconds. So I think it's a decent gadget, but the gadget buff, yeah, the gadget Buffy is pretty toxic. It's just that slow and toxin one is, yeah, it's decent, but again, it's not anything crazy in comparison to some of the other Buffies. It can slow people, it can bounce and slow another person, but yeah, I'm just finding that these gadget Buffies don't improve it. I just think the gadget alone is pretty strong. So now we're moving on to the A tier, and some of these Buffies I could easily put in the S tier, but it's just so many at the S tier. So first one, it is Bo's gadget Buffies. So both of them are pretty strong. With Super Totem, it increases the radius of the totem but quite dramatically. You literally can cover the entire map, it feels like. You can also throw this gadget now. It's also got an increased amount of health to the totem, so you basically always have a totem available. Very, very strong gadget Buffy. And then tripwire as well. The detonated mines have a bigger blast radius, so you're just able to connect onto the enemies a lot easier, which I really, really like as well. So these are both really strong gadget Buffies. Next up in the A tier, I went with Bo's hypercharge Buffy, and I realized I might be a little bit harsh on this. This could easily be S tier, by the way. So with this hypercharge Buffy, with Bo's main attack, he shoots an extra arrow, so for 4 instead of 3, and the blast radius of each of the arrows is increased, so making it easier to land those shots, and you have an increased amount of damage because you literally have an extra arrow. I'm just finding the meta around Bo doesn't suit him too much right now, but I think with some nerfs, this, you know, Bo could be really slept on, and a really insane brawler with this Buffy. And lastly, for the A tier, we have Leon's hypercharge Buffy. So this one is an insane one, especially if you combine it with the smoke trails. But with this hypercharge Buffy, every attack during the hypercharge is at least dealing 75% of damage, of the maximum damage you can deal with Leon, but regardless of the distance. So essentially, you can be dealing, you know, say if you're up close with Leon, you're dealing a lot of damage, right? So you can be shooting people from afar and you're dealing that crazy amount of damage, just making Leon a very, very crazy brawler. Again, I've not tested this one out as much, and I could this easily could be S tier as well. Okay, so now I'm moving on to the S tier, and yeah, newsflash, I think half of the new Buffies are S tier. They're very, very strong, and a lot of them are the hypercharge Buffies. So starting off with Nita's hypercharge Buffy, this one is insane. So Nita's attack is increased in speed, width, and range. So that is literally 3 buffs to her main attack. You can literally just spam auto aim and just hit your attack onto any brawler at any range. It feels like this makes it such a powerful hypercharge Buffy. You've just gotta get it. Next up, we have Leon's gadget Buffies, and both of these are pretty powerful. So with clone projector, it actually is pretty toxic. You can switch between the clones and just get some really good aggression, but it's all about lollipop drop. Right now it is bugged, and the speed with it is crazy, so it probably would be one of the best Buffies in the game. It's still S tier because you gain a 15% movement speed for you and your teammates inside of the lollipop drop. That's literally like a Sandy hypercharge. It's better than Stu's gadget. You know, it's an insane amount of speed, and it's got, you know, bigger radius. Yeah, it's just such a crazy gadget Buffy. It makes Leon so much better. Next up, we have a Crow's hypercharge Buffy, and again, this is just completely broken in my opinion. So with Crow's main attack, it will return back to, well, you'll shoot your main attack and it will return back to you. It deals 20% less damage when it returns back to you, but that's just dealing double the damage. That's double the supercharge rate. You're able to cycle through hypercharge supers quite effectively now with Crow. In the past, it wasn't impossible, but it was very, very difficult to get 2 hypercharge supers back to back. But the amount of damage you can deal with this is just absolutely bonkers. It's an insane hypercharge Buffy. So next up, we have Brawl's star power Buffy, and yeah, all of Brawl's Buffies are in the S tier. They're insane to me. So first off, we have Berserker's Buffy. So I think competitively speaking, Tough Guy might be a bit better, but I'm just finding Berserker in Brawl in particular just completely busted. The hypercharge, like the star power Buffy, gives you a super whenever you kill anybody when Berserker is activated, and it's activated below 60% health, so you're just able to get that threshold really easily, and you'll just be able to stomp people like crazy. I love this star power Buffy. And then you got Tough Guy as well. The immunity, I'm not noticing a lot, but there are some situations where it comes in really handy. But yeah, just because I like both of them, and it just gives him so much extra ability with his supers. The star power Buffies are crazy. Next up, we have Brawl's hypercharge Buffy, and boy, is this one broken. I tried to tell you guys just how strong this one was, because people didn't realize that Brawl deals extra damage at range with this hypercharge with his main attack. That means, again, you're able to cycle through to your super a lot more effectively, and your hypercharge Buffy can actually pierce through enemies. I'm not noticing that's really doing too much. It's just the additional damage, which is just crazy. And it's just the fact that the hypercharge is good. You get an additional 2 seconds of your hypercharge duration. I'm feeling like I'm invincible. When I pop this hypercharge, I'm just running down people. I'm just destroying them, you know, whether I get a kill with my Berserker active, and then I'm just flying to the next person, I'm flying to the next person. It's all because this hypercharge is just insane. So now moving on to Brawl's last Buffy, and that is the Gadget Buffy, which is crazy because both of them I'm really liking. So the T-Bone Missile Gadget is actually really underrated, and you can mark people for 5 seconds and you can steal 50% of the damage dealt in health back. So I'm just finding, like, in certain situations against another tank, I'm just throwing this gadget onto them and I'm winning every single 1v1 fight, which is just crazy. And then you've got Stomper. Stomper is always really strong and probably still the better gadget overall. I'm finding as well that the stun is longer. I don't know whether that's intended, but the stun feels a lot longer than before what Stomper was. Again, it doesn't really say in the description that they should be stunned for longer, but they definitely are. And you get an extra 30% movement speed buff with the Buffy. So I don't think the Buffy actually helps Brawl that much, but I think with T-Bone Missile it really does. So both of these gadgets are really strong. Now moving into the last two Buffies, and they're both with BB. Starting off with the gadget Buffy with BB. So both of them are pretty crazy, but it's mainly vitamin booster. It's just so beyond busted, and yes, it is because it is booked right now. So instead of giving 1000 healing every second, it gives 2000, but I'm still thinking the actual Buffy is just busted. So if you guys didn't know, just activating the gadget instantly charges your home run. So what I'm finding against BB, she's impossible to, especially as a close range brawler, to even get close to, because she can just have a normal knockback and then instantly she can click gadget and get a second knockback. So you're stunned twice. That's really toxic. Yes, as well, with that next attack, when your gadget is popped, you also get 60% of the damage you deal back in health. So yeah, you're getting healing already for a vitamin booster. You're getting an additional knockback, so you're knocking back a person twice in the space of a second. And then you're getting more healing once you hit that second attack. It's a broken gadget Buffy. And then with extra sticky, I've not even tried it. I think it actually could be a good ability, but not actually that powerful. But I've still yet to really try it because of how broken the vitamin booster gadget is. Now moving into the best Buffy with the new update, and I think there's zero surprises here. I literally predicted it. It was very obvious to a lot of people. BB's hypercharge Buffy is beyond broken. Oh wow, this is just flashbacks to Buzz Lightyear Saber mode, but even better actually. So hypercharge main attack has a shorter wind-up time. It's not even shorter, it's pretty much instantly. You can just fly through the ammo like crazy. That makes you charge up your super quicker. That makes you, BB's hypercharge super is actually pretty powerful as well. So you're just finding that you're just team wiping with ease with this. There's hardly any counterplay to it. Yeah, it's just insta kills. There's nothing you can do about a hypercharged BB running at you realistically. It's absolutely broken. So that's gonna be the tier list on your screen right here, and yeah, it's actually hilarious how all of the Buffies are pretty much S tier in my opinion. I think that even the ones I put in A tier, I pretty much should have put in the S tier, to be honest, but I found it, I tried to be a little bit harsher, but yeah, maybe I underrated some of them. But that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what videos you want to see in the future in the comment section below. Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you guys next time.